It's dark, but it's a cabin for with beds for 3 people. And here's the
wow.
living room.
That's cozy.
Ah. It's a toilet. And here's what we call a bridge.
It's really like a movie.
Yeah. It's made a lot of work here. See.
To keep it like old school, right?
Yeah, we try to
Oh, it's so beautiful.
as identical as possible.
Oh.
Backen, under the backen we call it below.
Backen.
Backen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, my great granddad, my older father, used to own a boat very similar to this, but he passed away when I was really young. So, but I've seen all the pictures and heard all the stories. I came from in Scotland. Used to be much like him. This was a really big fishing area for a long time, but when the fishing died out, they've kind of lost a lot of the culture that came along with it. But it's almost like a mirror of this place in Scotland. It's a very small coastal village, lots of fishing boats, lots of everything built around that industry, and then when that industry just slowly faded away, like, it changed.
How did you came here in Norway?
I met my girlfriend and we were travelling back and forth to see each other for quite a time, and then it just became easier just to come over here and stay rather than travel back and forth. And yeah, it was just an easier option.
And what do you like from here?
Oh, it's everything. It reminds me of back home, but more wild, more forest. It's like quieter as well. So the silence is crazy.
And do you live here in Emnes or?
Yeah.
And how was your first winter here? Do you remember?
I did not understand cold until I came to Norway. I thought I knew what cold was. I didn't. I did not understand what real cold was until I got here. It's, once you feel like below like minus 25 with some wind to add an extra chill to it, then you know what cold is. So I thought minus 5 back in Scotland was cold. I had no idea. But now it doesn't bother me too much.
And this was the most heavy thing for you? Or like as well maybe the dark at 2 in the afternoon?
No, I don't mind that. The summer makes up for it being daylight all night.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cold was the hardest part.
And have you had the chance to travel along Norway, so you've been also more in the north and down south?
Not been that far down south, just been down to Trondheim and travelled down on the train the last time I went back home, down to Oslo. I've got to kind of see it, and like everything south of Trondheim is kind of a bit,
Yeah.
it's a bit like, just like being back home. It's all just fields and there's nothing really special. So when you get north of Trondheim, it's all mountains and wild, and I like that.
And why this spot? How did you find this opportunity?
I got chatting to Torbjorn, one of the old guys, and he told me about it, and I'd volunteered to help out multiple times, but they never got back to me, and then ended up working next to Nikolai, and he said he was coming down to help out in the boat, so I decided instead of waiting for them to invite me, I'd just turn up.
Did you actually live a little bit like on a boat, so like in the water, far away from the coast? Like
Me, no. I've spent some time on sailing boats, like on the west coast of Scotland, but that's just like going out for short trips, like maybe a weekend. But it's the most I've spent out on a boat myself. But that was a different kind of boat. That was a big sailing boat, like a schooner with sails that needed like 6 or 7 people to pull the sail up. So it was a whole different experience.
right now, you didn't try yet this boat on sea.
No.
On water.
I've not been out in it. It's, I would not like to go out on the North Sea though in a boat this size. When you have like 6 metre waves and you're in a boat this size, that would be terrifying. It's the guys that do that for a living out fishing have like nerves of steel.
Do you like fishing?
Yeah. So I think you have to if you live up here.
And which kind of feeling do you feel when you fish? Like you feel kind of a primitive state of, like that you're providing food for yourself or something?
There's
Or
a
a
bit of
challenge?
that, but it's mostly relaxation now. It's a zen activity, you can just relax, take your mind off everything. And of course you get an adrenaline rush when you catch something good, but it's just a very relaxing activity. It's like a hard day at work, and then like, go out, spend a few hours fishing, just relax. It's nice.
Do you have any special memory from your fish in Norway, like some?
Oh, just last summer, the end of last summer, I caught my first halibut, kveta, from the dock just at the end of Hemnes, and I've been trying to catch one of them for a long time.
And how big they are usually?
The one I caught was 8 kilos, which was about, and that's a baby. That's an absolute baby. I've hooked several before, and they get huge to the point where my line just gets broken in an instant. The biggest one caught in the fjord round here was 114 kilos. The biggest one caught in the world was up in the north of Norway, and it was 340. They get to monstrous sizes, and they're immensely strong. So.
And how is like the encounters with like wildlife fauna? Like, is it typical here or is it just a myth?
I find it crazy here. Wildlife has absolutely no fear of people. None. The moose, the elk have no fear of people whatsoever, and so there's a lot of other wildlife. There's an otter around Hemnes who I've had come up and challenge me. I'll be fishing, and a head pops out of the water in front of me 2 meters away and starts grunting and squeaking at me because I'm in his territory. He's telling me to leave.
Wow.
It's crazy, because back at home we have otters, but if you see them 500 meters away, and if they smell you or see you, you won't see them again. That's a genius idea, actually.